Welcome to the Fantasy Football Lifetime Show. This is sponsored by Thrive Fantasy, the daily fantasy sports app for player props. Use promo code Lifeline when you sign up today, and they will match you up to $50 on your first deposit of at least $20. So go download today and check it out, thrivefantasy.com. I'm Richard Chicago, and I'm with my host, fantasy football expert, Jay Baller. What's up, man?
How we doing, buddy? Nice to be here.
Good.
Live on this rare Tuesday night football evening.
Yeah. This is exciting. We have a halftime show for the Bills and Titans game. And, of course, we're here to help
you
suck
less.
All right. So there'll be no Thursday night game this week. So Jordan gets a break this week. That's great. And so
my wallet gets a break this week.
That was a crazy first half. What's your thoughts on the first half of this game?
I was 100% expecting the Titans to come out slow. They're the team that has been in COVID protocol here for 16, 17 days. They haven't been able to practice together. They haven't been able to do meetings together. Man, was I wrong. They came out, ready to play. That's a team. If that team shows up, that team can't compete. The Bills are the real deal as well. So I like that Titans football team. Derrick Henry was getting stuffed early. Tannehill found a way to get the ball to A.J. Brown early and often. His first game out there, he looks good. He doesn't look like he's missed a beat. Henry got his goal line touchdown. He's usually a guy that gets going after carry 10, 11, 12. You start to see him start freight training people there towards the end of that second quarter. I expect a heavy dose of Derrick Henry in this second half. They're going to want to minimize the time Josh Allen gets that football. On the other side of the ball, I expect Josh Allen to be slinging it, probably to Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs looked great in that first half. Clearly his go-to man. They're gonna, he's gonna be seeing two people, so it's likely gonna be someone else that's gonna have to win the game for the Bills. But if you think Josh Allen's out of it, you're wrong. That guy's a gunslinger. So I'm really excited for the second half. This is not what I was expecting out of the first half. Way more scoring than I was expecting to see from a Titans offense. Let alone that Titans, versus the Bills. So we got an exciting one here, guys, and nobody's got hurt yet. So here we go.
That's great. Speaking of injuries, we have another week. So what the latest update do we have?
So last night, Dalvin Cook goes down with a groin injury. They got a bye coming up this. They got Atlanta Falcons, which is basically a bye week, and then they have a real bye week coming up the week after that. They've already announced that he's likely not going to play this week against the Falcons. Going to go into that bye week. I expect him to be, really rehabbing heavily the next 2 weeks. So come week 8, he's back in the mix. If he can't go week 8, you'll hopefully be able to pick up Alexander Mattison. Fortunately, Alexander Mattison is one of the few backs that has been pretty well drafted or benched in leagues. He is owned. He's owned in all of mine. I know that the three that I always recommend, that have recommended was Dalvin Cook and Alexander Mattison, Alvin Kamara and Latavius Murray, and Zeke Elliott and Tony Pollard. Any of those guys that step in, they're immediately running back one on your team. So if you can get Madison, run out there, sprint out there and get him, because anytime that Cook misses, the guy steps right in and he's going to get points. Keenan Allen hurt his back. We're not real sure what's up there, but I saw him wincing on the sideline. Back's never good. They were in a tight game last night. He never came back in. So that'll be something we'll want to watch as the week goes on. If you can, Mike Williams is available in a lot of leagues. So he's going to be somebody that I'm taking a look at this week on the waiver wire. We'll dive in and you'll see where I place him in my rankings here. Another one, DJ Chark, he left early. Not real sure how severe his injury is. He's been banged up all year. Laviska Shenault Jr., guy I've talked about probably every night here. He's the guy that's going to take the touches. He's been okay. Seven, 8 catches, 80, 90 yards, kind of touchdown dependent to get in those double digits. But anytime that DJ Chark misses, Laviska Shenault does become, the fringe flex, especially now that we're getting into these bye weeks. And Worst of the worst, my guy Dak Prescott went down on Sunday. It was a tough day here in my household and across the National Football League. We never like to see our superstars go down, let alone our superstar quarterbacks. As a Cowboys fan, it was extremely difficult because I love this guy. I've been following him for a long time. He's a great person. He's good for the sport. He's as good as they come, and I wish him a speedy recovery here because I'd like to see him retire as a Dallas Cowboy, but I know he's got a lot of good years of football ahead of him, a lot of good years of fantasy football ahead of him, and it's too bad to see him go down like that. And, you guys could all see his pain. So that's where we are this week. As for quarterbacks, we'll dive into that here in a bit because we have a couple streaming quarterbacks and most lineups like my own are gonna have to find somebody to take Dak Prescott's spot.
Awesome. So yeah, quick question from the viewers real quick. So what's the deal with the Bears Rona scare? Have you heard anything about that?
I've not heard about the Bears Rona scare. The only Rona scare I've heard as of right now, and I tuned in about 6:00. I got the Chiefs. I see the Chiefs have a Corona scare. I'm not familiar with the Bears Rona scare, so that's something that I'll be diving into. But Anthony Sherman has tested positive for coronavirus on the Chiefs. I haven't seen if they're locked down facilities. I haven't seen if he's been in the facility. I haven't seen where they're at with the contact tracing, but just another another name, something else for us to watch going into the week.
Awesome. So on to some bye weeks with the Saints, Raiders, and the Seahawks. They're all on a bye. So let's dive into the waiver wire and the streamable QB options for Breeze, Russell, and Prescott.
Yeah, so number one, I'm sprinting to the waiver wire to get Alexander Mattison. If you see him out there, do not waste any time. That's somebody you're going to want on your roster. You're going to want him on your team the rest of the year. He's flexible in most games, though, as much as the Vikings run the football. So yeah, if any week Cook's out, he's a guaranteed start. If you have Cook, you're going to hope he's your backup. If not, I'm keeping him on a roster because Dalvin Cook's been known to be injury prone. So after Alexander Mattison, you got Chase Claypool, a guy with Mr. 4 touchdowns. We haven't seen somebody like that since Franco Harris and Antonio Brown came out with the Steelers as a rookie. It's a good situation that he's in. Deontay Johnson is is somebody that is seems to be constantly hurt. So it's one of those where I'm going after Claypool. I think Claypool can be a startable guy the rest of the year. Juju is in his contract year. I see Claypool as somebody they're going to try to feed the ball to early and often. And then we got Mike Williams, who I was talking about just a minute ago, stepped in, had hit one of the best games of his career. 6 catches, I want to say 104 yards, 2 touchdowns. If he can get in the end zone, he's a very very deadly option. Actually, I think it was 4 catches because he's a big deep threat guy. But he's somebody that if Chase Herbert gets confident with somebody like Mike Williams can make some noise. So yeah, I got Madison, Claypool, Mike Williams, another guy that had a killer game for the Eagles. That's Travis Fulgham. He's bounced around the league a couple years. They're really high on him. He had 10 catches on like 15 targets. You don't see that kind of target share from a backup's backup, but they were really high on him. Everybody everything I'm reading and all the analysts are like, hey, we don't see this as a fluke. I thought he looked really good. I get a little nervous when it's somebody, and if their first game like that, I can understand a rookie going out there like Chase Claypool, he's kind of shown some flashes of being a really good player, and he kind of puts it all together. And he's 6'4", and he runs a 4.4, and he's got Ben Roethlisberger throwing to him. So I like a lot. I like Chase Claypool a lot. Travis Fulgham, Wentz hasn't been that great. He's bounced around the league, so he's a little bit more of a question mark. But if you need a wide receiver, there's not a lot of hands there catching balls in Philly. Alshon Jeffrey's on the trade block again, and he's still not played. He's still been, he's still sick. He's hurt. I don't even know what's wrong with him anymore. But Fulgham is somebody that if you're down a wide receiver this week, he's definitely worth putting in a claim. After that, Preston Williams. He's finally had his best game. He's somebody that I liked early on in the season. Played really well last year until he went down. He's got all the fundamentals to be a great professional wide receiver. Lines up outside, across from Devontae Parker, who usually gets the best cornerback. I think with Fitz playing this way, we got that Fitz magic again. with him playing that way, Preston Williams is definitely a viable ad there. He's going to be one of those where you're going to have some frustrated weeks. But if he starts putting putting a couple good weeks together, he's somebody that really feeds off his own confidence, and he's going to become a viable, flex, if not, wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3 come those bye weeks. And then we talked about the DJ Chark injury. I'll probably hold back on Keelan Cole, but if you're in need of a wide receiver, if you're hurting, he's going to be the next one I slide in there. He's going to take some of those catches. He's had a pretty good start to the year when Chark's been out. I think I think Laviska Shenault is the better athlete in Jacksonville. It's the reason why they drafted him. They wouldn't have drafted him if they thought Keelan Cole could be their sure thing number 2. And then I've seen him pop up a lot. Christian Kirk. We have a couple injuries that are starting to linger there in Arizona with whether it be Fitz or DeAndre. And neither of them have missed any time, but they're guys that I could see, hey, if something lingers, they're not gonna put those guys on the bench, and they're gonna go to Christian Kirk's gonna instantly jump to the top of that depth chart, and then last, I talked about him again last week, Tim Patrick. We didn't see the Broncos this week, so I can't say there's gonna be a lot that comes from him until he comes in next week. But Drew Lock likes the big target, Fance down. I think if you're looking for a boomer bust pick this week, Tim Patrick could be your guy. As for our QBs, now, streamable QBs and the waiver wire, I'll let you guys, make that decision. If you're sitting at the, number 1 waiver wire pick, I'm not taking a quarterback first. I think there's enough quarterbacks out there, especially if it's not somebody that you plan on starting the rest of the year. There's other guys out there that you can get, can fill in for. This week, the clear number 1 streamable quarterback, again, if you feel comfortable with your team and only need a quarterback, Cousins, he's going against the Falcons. We've talked about the Falcons a lot this year because of how bad that secondary is. He's got Thielen. He's got Justin Jefferson. Feel really good about where Cousins sits this week. Again, you got Andy Dalton stepping into the Cowboys' high-powered offense. They're horrible. They're going to be playing from behind all day. So it's going to be a situation where, hey, Dalton's not going to be a horrible option. Looking at 250 yards, maybe 2 touchdowns, potentially 3, depending on how things go. They are playing at home, so that should help him. And then Fitzpatrick, he's got a great matchup against the Jets. A lot of your sites are going to show him playing against Denver, but that game is now Denver, and the game is now Denver and New England. And Fitzpatrick is going against that horrible Jets team coming off. Maybe he might be the best pickup out there if you're looking for long-term options. So if you're looking to fill Dak Prescott long-term, probably going to go with Ryan Fitzpatrick right now. That's going to be my pull, as that's what I'm going after tonight in my waiver wire. So that's where I stand, guys. Hey, enjoy the rest of this Tuesday night. I appreciate you having me live here tonight, Rich.
All right, awesome. Everyone, let's go. Let's go Bills.
Derrick Henry, Steven Gostkowski, come on, Cole Beasley. Let's catch a couple balls, baby. We'll see you guys later.
Okay, see you next Tuesday, guys.